due to circumstances beyond Rob's control, Bob's an idiot again, so we're 2 minutes late. We'd like to officially apologize to all the sponsors who come to depend on our timeliness and punctuality week after week. We'll make it up to you, I promise, by going an extra 47 seconds. That's the Lounge Show promise.
I think if I had to choose between the two of them, which I'm thankful I don't, but if I had to choose between the two of them, I'd have to go with Rob Scott, because let's face facts, Bob Doyle is an extra.
C'est le Lounge Show avec Rob Scott et Bob Doyle, 2 diffuseurs vétérans qui aiment s'entendre parler et qui réussissent d'une manière ou d'une autre à se supporter. Voyons si vous pouvez les supporter aussi bien. Voici Rob et Bob.
Yes, he's an extra. He's an extra, that Bob is.
That's right. I like being a little bit extra.
It's the Lounge Show, boys and girls.
That's one thing that people would not say. I don't think most people would say that I'm extra.
No.
No, I don't occur as extra.
Primary.
Sometimes now here, no, you know the term extra, right? If not, well, let's get things. No, okay, let's get handled. You started to do the logistics, and I interrupted you, and I apologize. So please, sir, take it over. You were saying something about what time it is.
That's right.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Which
it's
means
lounge time.
That's right, and it's actually 9:04 on a Saturday because I had technical problems, ladies and germs, and I just would like to apologize to each and every worm of you.
So,
speaking of worm, I saw Beetlejuice 2 last night.
You did? I hear it's making buttloads of money, which is helpful for Warner Brothers. I think Warner Brothers is the studio that handles the juice of Beetle.
Yeah,
and that's good because some of these summer blockbusters are not busting the block, and apparently that one did. It's doing what? Did you enjoy it? It's not a trick question, dude.
Well, I knew, of course, you were going to ask because I knew I was going to bring it up, and of course, the question is, did I enjoy it? I didn't not enjoy it.
Did you see it at the theater? Obviously,
yes,
you went to the theater. When's the last time you were at a theater?
I can't even remember.
Okay.
I have no clue the last thing I saw. Inside Out, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Tracy and I went and saw something. I think I saw something with her kids one time. I think we went and saw something, but I really don't remember. That was it. Because they were begging.
Yes. We want to go to a 3-hour movie by Cecil B. DeMille.
Teen Weekend Special Marathon.
Charlton Heston.
Ben-Hur.
So
then we'll watch it backward.
So you went to a theater. Good. Did you go for the Bale in the Pail? Did you get a lot of popcorn, a lot of soda? Did you do that?
First of all, I can't eat popcorn because of my teeth right now. So no, that was a little that drove me crazy. I haven't had popcorn in a long time. I cannot wait. But they did. They got popcorn and then a gigantic drink and the whole thing. But we ate right before we left, and we knew we were going to have dessert when we got back.
And you snuck in beers.
Oh, yeah, tons of beers. But you don't have to there. They sell it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is Vegas, baby. Beer and wine right up there at the front. You don't even have to know somebody. You just have to be, I don't know, the right age or some wall. I don't remember.
I think you've been there for a while.
Yeah.
The right age. So you went to a theater, you got your wine or your beer, you did...
No, I didn't get wine or beer. What the hell are you talking about?
You got popcorn, you got Twizzlers, you got...
I had a few sips of the Sprite because I knew if I drank, I know what happens, and I didn't want to pull in another Matrix.
Okay.
Which we've talked about on the show when you and I went and saw The Matrix, and I had to pee so bad, almost the whole thing. And that was just not the type of movie at that time, 1999 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that
it
you
was
could
a
walk out of the Matrix to go pee. And it was going
Right.
to take a while. I knew. It was like, I'm going to miss a pivotal something or other.
Well, because that movie cooks, you got to stay with it. That's a one blue pill, red pill, and from that point on, it's
Well,
a
here's what's
roller
funny
coaster ride.
is Amber was just talking about, I think we were talking about the Matrix last night, and she, was just talking about how boring it was because truly the pace of movies that kids today demand to hold the attention is insane.
Not only that, but it has to have something that can be sold. That's why the Marvel movies do so well, because you can sell the action figures, you can sell the lunch boxes. They don't make anything anymore. Like there's not I guess there's a Forrest Gump doll, I'm sure somewhere, but that's not why they made Forrest Gump. That's not why they made the Matrix, so that we could sell toys and T-shirts. That's why these Marvel movies and stuff. And Beetlejuice will even probably have some merchandising.
I would imagine. Oh yeah. Because now the sandworm has a sandworm in its mouth. I'm sure there'll be a sandworm thing, and it was interesting how they dealt with.
But it's still Tim Burton.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, he made the first one, and it's not like somebody else made the second one.
Oh no, and no. To me, it was. I think we all agreed.
Yeah.
A little too much music, like musicality. At the end.
Oh, like the Deo scenes.
They did the Deo scene, but I mean, you're right, like the Deo scene, except I think there was just a lot of like that. Yeah, it went on a little long in my mind, and theirs too.
They went to the well too often on one particular.
And there were a lot of story. Like it feels like they took out huge chunks of plot, huge amounts of stuff on the editing floor. Because there's a whole subplot where I'm not even going to ruin anything, but I mean, except to just say that there's a whole subplot with this woman who's after him this whole time, and the payoff is just okay. It's just whatever. It just for the whole movie to be, but everybody also had a good time. They really enjoyed it. I never have to see it again. It's not like the first one where I got you just check it out because. There was one funny thing is because the shrunken head character that is kind of iconic.
In the waiting room?
Yeah. There's a bunch of them in this, but that one is pretty much sort of a main side character, and his name is Bob. So, and he wears a name tag the whole time. Hello, my name is Bob. So that they got it. There was that whole thing. Because every time they address Bob.
Now that you mention that, let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this or find it, rather. I know where it might be, but I was going to show you something. Let's see. Boy, this will just take forever. But I have a picture of Lake Geneva. If you might have, well, I have many, and that's, oh, no, look, and there it is, isn't it? Yes. So let's see. Share the screen. And there's a reason I'm going to do this is because. If you can see there, there's Fat Cats down there a long way away, way down yonder. There's Fat Cats.
Oh, and look at that! It says Bob's,
and it's closing.
No,
That Bob's has been there for freaking ever since I was little tiny boy. Bob's, it's like something shack, like Beach Shack or something like that.
Horse Shack.
No, it's a cliche. It's like something out of a Gidget movie or something. You go in there and you buy it's beach stuff, and he sold. My dad used to call those junk stores. We don't need to go in that junk store because they sell tchotchkes. They sell little things, flip flops, and Hawaiian gals with a spring up their butt and that kind of thing. It's one of those places. And Bob's has been there for forever. And I like that shot because it's also Fat Cats, and it's got look,
and on Bob, the other end of the lake,
very well done, Bob. And then so it's got look at little kids are going to run into they're going to go in the water, nighttime swim, midnight swim. There's one in, okay, good timing. The little ones are swimming off of the boat ramp.
It got dark so fast. Like when I first turned on everything, it was like pretty and like, oh, this is nice. And it seems like it seemed like no more than 5 minutes later, I go back and it's pitched like this. And I'm going, oh my God, that must be an old picture. What happened? It's not refreshing. But no, it just got super dark, super fast.
You know why that is?
Because the weekend
fall
special.
Is fast fall. Well, yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? Where is that?
Weekend Special.
88 degrees here in Henderson. It has been flirting with rain the past couple of days with clouds off in the distance and a few sprinkles, but we wouldn't really call it a shower. Now we're just back into these high 80 temperatures. I think we're out of the 90s, certainly out of the triple digits, so we're looking forward to a great fall here in the Vegas area. Rob?
Back to you, Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and I don't belong here.
77 here in Marietta, Georgia.
All right.
And they're swimming there at the lake, which is great.
Well.
Oh, by the way, I have to do this only because how often will this actually happen? And the reason, since we're talking about September.
We were just listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire downstairs. We were just listening to it. Yes way. And the whole conversation about it. Okay.
There it is. That's all I needed. 21st. That's the day.
Right.
Okay. There it is.
And they were playing that.
Do you remember the 21st? It's right now. We don't have to remember it. We're living in it. We don't have to remember.
Right.
It's you
I
were
thought
just
there
playing
was some pivotable.
No.
There was no pivotal event in our history, our personal history, that happened on September 21st. On any given year, we have 30-something to choose from, and not one of those years on a September 21st did anything of significance happen in our friendship.
Nothing significant. Although that's the song that Dave Kirkla and the team would come onto the court while, when they were on the basketball.
That sounds like something that's right. That tracks.
Yeah, that's south side of Chicago in 1978. And they were all white team coming out to black music. It was very good. We were so hip.
Yeah,
we were very hip.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you'd come across some teams that had a lot of good black players, and we got our asses handed to us. A bunch of slow white guys. But
so
I
what does
bought
that
the
look
popcorn.
like? I mean, are there pictures of that?
Right.
I mean, I hear that expression. I've never really seen it, and I figure it happen. I hear it happening so much. There's got to be footage somewhere, right?
Well, that's one
having
of
their ass handed to them.
Handed to them. That's like I always say when people say WTF, except ask the question, and I always go, I can't answer that. And I don't know how to answer that question. It starts with what? I suppose it's a question, but I really think it's an exclamation more than a question.
It absolutely is. We're misusing the question mark in that situation, and because there's really most of the time there's hardly an answer, I guess. I mean, if you walk in and your baby is on the floor and he's surrounded by a bunch of eggs, half of them hard-boiled, half of them not, and there's like a skunk, you're gonna say, "What the fuck?" But I mean, the baby can't answer, and the skunk certainly can't.
Memories.
Yeah, memories of the 21st with the skunk.
That's right. That's what makes this weekend
2 weeks
special.
from today, I will be in Amelia Island.
Does that mean we're not going to be having a show 2 weeks from today?
So
people should adjust their
I don't want
schedules.
to preclude that. And of course, I should have probably brought it up next week. But I've got very little material here on my material sheet. Things I'm supposed to talk about.
You have a material sheet. That's great.
It says September, so it reminded me to play the song. And tomorrow is fall, I believe. I believe by Kirk Mellish's world.
That is correct, and also by ours. We confirmed that yesterday.
That fall is upon us, although the weather's going to be warm here. God, we sound boring when we're talking about the effing weather. But yeah, the weather's going to be...
We did a whole weather forecast. This is like a whole ode to weather.
So here's something interesting that happened.
Right.
That
Well, we'll
it's
see
not
about
really
that.
interesting, but it's going to have to do.
Okay.
The other day, I go by the bathroom, my master bathroom, and the light in the toilet that Bob and Tracy gave me.
Oh, no.
It was blinking red. It blinks red, and I said, I bet you that's what it does when it needs new batteries.
I bet you're right.
And I was right. And the point is, how long ago did you guys gift me the psychedelic toilet bowl lighting instrument?
That's easily 3 years, right?
Easily.
So
that's
one set of batteries? No shit. For a toilet thing. Oh, my God. We are so veteran broadcasters.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, no shit. So that's, and you put it in the downstairs bathroom. I remember that. And I moved it up to the master. And honestly, I went, well, this sucks. I can't get along without lighting the pee at night. Or even when you walk into that bathroom, it comes on for you. It shows you the way to the pisser. It's a wonderful.
Wouldn't it suck if there was a switch you had to reach under? That would be the most disgusting.
So I wrote on here, in fact, that was like Tuesday, I replaced the batteries. And by the way, it's not one of those bullshit things that come with those weird size batteries. It takes good old fashioned double A's.
Right.
But it's not like those. I had to find these disc type batteries.
I know
for
exactly
little,
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Well,
I have
either
a-
the
there was a-
quarter-sized ones or the little tiny ones.
No, these
but-
were like the kind my grandma used to have in her hearing aid.
Yeah.
They're little silver discs, but they're fatter too. They're not thin discs. They're little.
No,
fat.
believe me, my dad. We've got a bunch of them hanging out here. It's sort of
So I now
souvenirs.
know those are L44s, by the way. So there's L44 is what I needed to find. And I went to the grocery store and I went, this is a joke. You can barely get AA or AAA there. I'm going to have to go like to Batteries R Us or one of those. And then I said, no. Hello, Amazon. I can wait 3 or 4 days for the L44s to show up.
That's
And
right.
they showed up today, and I put them in this little ghost that was from Sam's old apartment. I what's the word?
I don't know.
Bushwhacked. What's the word where you just decide to take something from a situation? I go into your and Tracy's house and I take a candlestick holder or something. You could say stolen, but
It isn't bushwhack. I can tell you that. But I sure like that. That's the word you came up with.
What's the word when you used to tell when people got thrown on pirate like ships when they were taken away? They were thumped over the head and they were taken away on ships like from the sand. There's a name for that.
Well, let's find out. Let's ask.
And
Kat.
now I can't.
We're gonna ask
Okay.
Kat.
In
Hold
the
on.
meantime, I had this little ghost and it's cute, and I opened it up and I go, I need 2 of these disc batteries, and so yeah.
All right, hold
and
on.
speaking of batteries, the toilet bowl light, Bob, just go ahead.
Okay, so what is it? What's the name?
What is it called when
What's it
capture
called
someone?
when you capture somebody?
Kidnap.
No, go ahead and just feed me the line. I'll tell it.
Oh, what's it called when you kidnap
What's
someone,
it
throw
called
them
when
on
you
a boat,
kidnap
and
someone,
sell
throw
them
them on
into
a boat,
slavery?
and sell them into slavery?
Yeah, I think that's what they do.
I'm bushwhacked. What?
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see what this comes. Shanghaiing.
that's it. That's it. Bushwhack Shanghai. At least it's 2 syllables and interestingly sounding. Yes, Shanghai. I remember that from movies and crap. When I watched those old movies with my dad, it'd be the port of San Francisco in the mid 19th century, like 1840. They're all out there for the gold rush, and some poor drunk is behind the saloon taking a leak, and someone thumps him over the head, and next thing he knows, he's on his way to the Far East, and he's going to be sold into slavery. He was Shanghai.
Because he's been shanghaied. God.
Yes,
Sucks
he was
for him.
shanghaied. So I shanghaied that little ghost, and I found the 2.
And what if that happened and that was like on the day when you were wearing your most uncomfortable pants? Like you just
or flip flops? You don't even have a good pair of shoes. You would go, I looked down and I said, should it be the gym shoes this morning? No, take the flip flops. We're just going to the store and back. And
I didn't count on getting shanghaied today.
And I never thought I'd get shanghaied at the gas station buying a Slurpee. I'll just throw on the flip flops.
Yeah.
And I don't have my phone. I left it in the car. That kind of shit. That would be awful, getting shanghaied and you're not properly equipped. You don't have your pocket knife.
And my mother tried to tell me, you're not. Are you wearing clean underwear? Because what if you get shanghaied
What
today?
if you get shanghaied?
What will the Shanghaiers think if you got soiled
It reflects
underwear?
on your father and I. It reflects on your father and I.
Did you read the comment
Hey,
from
Amber
Tracy?
and I are playing toss and toss on the lawn in the backyard, and it's way fun. You don't need to be in water. New edition. Well done when the pool season ends.
Why does toss and toss have to stop at the end of the summer?
No, it doesn't.
Wait, now that's the whole new infomercial. It starts
Yeah.
with the black and white as you're putting the toss and toss away from the season.
Kids they're just
And then somebody-
boo-hooing. They're
Right.
boo-hooing. Wow.
Well, it's a rack focus. First,
Right.
so it's focused on the
Right.
thing, and then you put it in, and then you focus on the kids in the background who come in. But then somebody comes in and says, "Why should you?"
Wait a minute.
Just because the leaves are changing color doesn't mean toss and toss.
Toss and toss has to go away.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Whoa, dude. Yeah, that's good. I was actually thinking professional.
And it's the dumb husbands who are putting it away. Well, I guess it's all done. And then it's the Ambers and the moms. Wait a minute, you dumb, stupid man.
Or we
Everything's
could
back in
market
color.
to the Ambers and the moms. You market to them. So he's back on the couch watching football again. No worry, ladies. You've got fall's version of Toss and Toss, your own NFL. And then you could have them out, and then they're drinking margaritas and shit. They're doing the whole ladies they're swapping recipes, and the guys are going, this is not as cool as it used to be. that we're just watching football because we're missing out on toss and toss.
This isn't as cool as it used to be.
That's right. Speaking of funny, man, you sent me that Steve Martin thing, and I had seen that, but so long ago, and I forgot the
Sylvester
end.
Stallone.
And I forgot when he starts naming off it. No,
or the
Sylvester
other one.
Stallone. The one where he gets the award from Goldie Hawn. I'll thank you in a more manly way later, and then he ends up.
But that's not what I sent you. That's not the last one I sent you.
What?
It's not the last one I sent you. The one I sent you is he's on Carson. And Sylvester Stallone is on there.
I did not watch that one. Then
and he comes out, and the whole bit is that it's nice that we've been here, and this is life is so crazy. This is the one place I feel like I don't have to be on. And he's just and he's just like got nothing, just sitting there.
Was Johnny at the desk, or was it a guest?
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's just like I don't have to do anything, kind of thing. And Sylvester Stallone tries to be funny. So whatever.
Oh well, that must be worth the price of admission, right?
It was right. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid was just about to come out.
Rachel Ward, man, had a major crush on Rachel Ward. Holy moly, did I ever! And she was in that movie with Jeff Bridges with the Phil Collins song too.
Yeah, Against All Odds or something.
Yes, well done. I couldn't remember the name of it, but I remember the Phil Collins tune was because in those days, as you remember, Bob. Speaking of movies, at the beginning of the show, if you folks are just joining the lounge. Bob went to the movies, and movies in those days, there was always a song they'd pluck from it, and it made the top 40 for sure.
The top 40. I wish I could do a Casey Kasem. If I could just do one impression well, I'd do it. But I got none.
You're yanking my chain, aren't you?
No, I'm not yanking your chain.
Because that's what they asked me to do all the time at work, is Casey Kasem.
Yeah, I know, because you do it well. Your voice is almost already there. You have the same whatever that is.
That's why I'm no longer a professional broadcaster. Yeah, and when we do EXPs, like we call it an experience, and Allie is the co-host, and there's a new hopeful client there, and I'm behind the glass, I'm on the board, and she'll go, "We ready?" And I'll get on the mic, and then they kind of freak out. A voice is coming from another room. Where's that come? Oh, he's behind the glass. And then she goes, "If you're lucky, Rob will do his Casey Kasem for you." And this is part of it built into her head, and she does it every time. And if she's ever watching this, which she never will, but if she is, I'm not slamming on her. That's just it. Haha. And then I'll usually do long distance dedication. But I want to do somebody get Phil on the phone. I want to do that one. After a goddamn dog is dying.
That's right.
That's a fun one to do.
You want to have the rant. Why don't you
come out of an up tempo tune with somebody's goddamn dog? Somebody get Phil on the phone. When he says somebody get Phil on the phone, that to me is fun.
Like, who is Phil?
Right. I don't know.
What's he up to? He's probably dead.
But I did tell you I met Casey Kasem.
If you've told me, I've let that go so it could be fresh again.
It was
some
in
other
Los
day,
Angeles.
which is today.
We were out there covering the Grammys.
It was in Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles, California. And we were covering the Grammys, and I basically had to babysit him. Truly, he was very old. He was older, and there was a room full of radio folks who wanted to meet him, do a meet and greet. And I just kind of escorted him from place to place to meet and take the pictures and do his little thing because he was kind of feeble at that time. And he was very short because I'm not tall, as you well know, and he was much shorter than me.
Shrinking.
Bummer.
They've never seen Parenthood. I think we might.
Okay, that's wrong.
We might get that.
That's wrong. That's like Steven telling me
or if they have, they've forgotten it.
Steven told me one day I haven't seen Goodfellas, and I felt like I failed. As a parent,
I haven't, but that's
different scenario. It's Steven, and he's my son, and I'm this movie junkie. And I said, "Okay, sit down, please." And I sat him down on my couch and went and grabbed the DVD and popped it in immediately. He watched it right then, and loved the heck out of it. But they have never seen Parenthood. That's a shame.
Yeah,
it really is, because as you and I know, that is and I've told people at work the background story how he came to write that film.
Yes.
Ron Howard. And that's how much we're into that movie. Which one was I drunk at? You were drunk at all three, Dad. Well, which one did I hit the band director? That was me. That was me. And that's just the beginning. That's just warming up on this story. We'll put the Buckman plan in place. Tom Hulce was very good in that, even though you don't like him. You're not supposed to like that character. And he did a really good job at that.
Yes. I will say that at the beginning, at Beetlejuice, there is a character. His name is Rory,
Rory.
And he is especially at the beginning, the lines he says are so well written as just an absolute a douchebag, like a spiritual. I'm just feeling, and it's so obvious that he's using, and it's particularly because I knew so many of those guys, and I think also because it's not like I like the character. I didn't. He's not likable at all. But the writing for him just nailed that kind of character, which I hate. And you may not get into it all, like the movie Love Guru, which apparently most people hate.
I didn't. I bits and pieces, and I said no, not worth. I wasn't picking up on it.
It's every personal development cliche, and being on the inside, it is. We laugh so fucking hard, like we're literally, and I know that most people, they're like, no one's gonna get that. Who's gonna get? It's such a small segment of people who are gonna get that joke to the level that they're gonna give you this laugh. Most people won't, which was clearly the case. But man, we know. Anyway, it's just so great. I mean, I don't know where Mike Myers got his inspiration or the stories or the insight on that whole industry, but oh my God, it just couldn't be funnier.
I saw an interview with someone, and I can't remember, but someone who was in a film with Mike Myers and a good big time actor. I forget who it was. I should know. But the point of the story is they said when he started, like they say, roll him. And when he started, I went, oh my gosh, I'm in a room with someone different. Kind of the same way they talk about Robin Williams, like with big time praise about his gifts and his talents and his abilities. And so he said, oh my gosh, you just want to hang it, just hang on in the scene, because when he starts, they said the whole room, it's his room, it's his scene, it's his thing. And it's also improv and a lot of just the brain at 5,000 miles an hour kind of. It was really interesting. I never thought of him. I laughed at a lot of his stuff, but apparently his brain is all the time,
Yeah, I guess it would have to be. He was quite prolific.
Maybe that's why that he delved into that area, because he found it so comical, the self-help stuff, and he made. I'm just guessing here because I didn't know.
It's possible.
Crazy
but, oh my
people.
God.
Crazy People didn't do well, and I laughed so hard at that movie I couldn't take it with Dudley Moore because it's about marketing. It's
I still never seen that one. I'll bet you I would love that one too.
And
so would Tracy. Anybody who knows marketing.
Yes,
so.
And you know the concept, right? Of Crazy People.
You tell the truth in advertising.
He had a breakdown. And he has a breakdown right as a like.
Hold on, no. You got to start over because you were locked the whole time. He had a breakdown, and that's all.
He had a breakdown. His wife left him, and he's an ad guy. He's a marketing guy, and Tracy just said it's so fun.
I keep forgetting we're still streaming. I have fully locked into.
So anyway, he has a breakdown and he goes home and he writes up all these ads, and wouldn't it be great if we could do it this way, if we could market these products this way, like the truth, the real truth. And they get swapped up or something, and they print and roll and distribute the wrong package, the package of truth.
Okay.
And it's received well. It's received unbelievably well. And then he goes but they check him into a crazy house because they think he had a break.
Yeah.
And then he has those guys help him write all the new copy that's all the truth,
Yes, okay, it's coming back to me.
David Paymer's in there. It's kind of like a Cuckoo's Nest without the steroids, It's more fun. Yeah. And I think Cameron Diaz is the love interest. Anyway, it's really great. And at the very end, for example, one of their ads is, how come electronics are made well by the Japanese and not by the Swiss? It's because Japanese people are shorter, so they're closer to the circuit boards. That's the kind of humor, see? And I laughed, and the spots are produced, and it's really well done. And I just see you laugh at this, but I was the only one in the theater laughing. I was with Kim at the time, and she was embarrassed how loud I was laughing, and no one else thought it was funny. No one else thought it looked silly to them and stupid, and I am losing it. It's so funny to me. Use Metamucil, otherwise you'll get cancer and die.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
Well, I had a really good year. I decided, hey, reward myself. So I got what I really wanted. A 48-foot cabin cruiser. Now, how much it cost me? I'll tell you how much it cost me. $300,000, not to mention the 20,000 for custom seat decking. Now, here's my problem. The wife wants to call this incredible vessel Lulu Bell after her mother.